Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, Simone here, and today I'm going to be making another updated version to my 5-star predictions video. I did one in December of 2018 and I've read most of those books now, but I thought today we would do an updated version. This is not necessarily one that I'm planning on reading the books this year necessarily. Obviously I'm going to try to, because if I think I'm going to love them I really want to read them, but it's not a book. This is not a list of want to read it soon. This is more a list of just books I think I'm going to give a 5-star to, and I want to talk about them. So the first one I think I'm going to give a 5-star to is Sweet Pea by C.J. Skews. This is a thriller, and I feel like everyone and their mum has talked about this book on YouTube basically. I am really looking forward to picking this one up. This follows a girl named Rhiannon, and I believe she is a normal kind of girl next door, doing normal things, but she's secretly a serial killer. And yeah, I think this is meant to be really funny, really interesting. I know that everybody wants me to read this. I own this one, and I also own the second one in Bloom, so hopefully I really love them. I really do think I'm going to love this. I just need to actually get on and read it. Second up is a book that was on one of my TBR videos this year. This is The Bone Keeper by Luca Vest. This is hopefully one I will get to this year because, like I said, it's on my, I think it's on my Project Thriller TBR. This is another thriller that follows Louise Henderson, who is now a police officer, and when she was younger her mum always used to sing the Bone Keeper song to her. And she knew that she was not meant to play in the woods because the Bone Keeper would come and get her. And this is basically about what happens when bodies are found in those woods, and now she's a police officer. She has to go in and yeah, figure out what's going on. And obviously it says a childhood memory is about to become a terrifying reality, so obviously that sounds terrifying. And yeah, it says on the front, tense, chilly and hugely scary. So I feel like this could be a really interesting one, and maybe not one I should read at night. The third one is a book that I will not be reading this year because it is a Stephen King book, and I'm reading Stephen King's books in order. I will link down below my King Along announcement video for you. But this one is definitely not one of the ones for this year. But this is Misery by Stephen King. This was actually gifted to me by the lovely Victoria from What Victoria Read, who I adore. She gifted me this book because it's her favourite Stephen King, I think. I've seen the movie of this, but I'm really excited to get to this one when I do finally get to it. This is about Paul Sheldon, who is a writer, and he writes a really successful book series about Misery Chastain, who is the main character. And he gets into a car accident and he is saved by his biggest fan, Annie Wilkes. Now Annie Wilkes is she's a nurse. She's also Paul's #1 fan, and she's not happy about the fact that in the book that Paul Sheldon has just written, he's killed off Misery, the main character. And it's kind of about what then happens in the house, because they are snowed in the mountains, and it's all about that. And yeah, I am really looking forward to this one. Like I said, I've really enjoyed the film, and I think I will give this a 5 stars. Next up is a book that I'm hoping to read for my mental health-a-thon TBR. This is It's Not Okay to Feel Blue and Other Lives by Scarlett Curtis. I've definitely talked about this a lot on my channel already. This is a curated novel, or curated set of little stories and people talking about their mental health. It has loads of people. I will just open randomly. Who have we got? We have Failure by Reggie Yates. How to Be an LGBT Ally by Mitch Price, and what's another one? A Conversation with Myself by Scarlett Moffat. So there's just different pieces in here, all from different people. Like I said, some famous celebrities, some YouTubers, there are writers, all sorts of different people. And yeah, I'm looking forward to this. I think I'm going to enjoy it. Like I said, it talks about mental health, which is a big thing for me, and I love non-fiction about mental health, so I do think this is going to be a 5-star read. Although I will say I have previously read other short story type ones like this. The feminist one, what did I read? Thoughts on Being a Feminist or something, I can't remember it. It's not by the same author, not the feminist one that Scarlett Curtis has written, and I didn't love that one, so maybe I don't know, we'll see. But yeah, I do think that I'm going to really love this one. Next up is a book that I would like to give a go. This is The Scold's Bridle by Minette Walters, and this is a crime novel that follows what happens. It follows Dr. Sarah Blakeney, who is figuring out what happened to Matilda Gillespie. Matilda Gillespie's body was found after she'd taken an overdose and slashed her wrists, but what shocked the doctor is the fact that she has a Scold's Bridle across her face, which is like, it's one of these. I don't know if you can really see. Yeah, and it's her trying to figure it out. The reason why I think I'm going to give this a 5-star is because I gave Minette Walters' other book I read, what was that called? The Sculptress, I read by Minette Walters. I read that a couple of years ago now, and I really enjoyed it. So I think that potentially I might give this one this 5 stars, seeing as I love that one so much. And I'm really excited to give it another shot. Like I said, this will be my second Minette Walters book, and I really loved that other one. Next up is an e-arc that I have on my Kindle, which I believe is already out and has only just come out, I think. And it's called Ted Bundy, The Only Living Witness by Stephen Michaud, or Michaud, I'm not sure how you say his name. I'll put a picture up here. This is a true crime book about Ted Bundy. I really enjoy true crime. I especially love reading about the psychology of serial killers and kind of psychologically talking about it. Also about the crime element. I really enjoy that. So I think this is going to be one of the ones that I really enjoy for that reason, and I'm really looking forward to giving it a go. And like I said, it's always good to get an e-arc of a book that you're really excited about. Next up we have The Wonder by Emma Donoghue. This is a book that I wouldn't necessarily automatically think I was going to give a 5-star, because I did not like Room by Emma Donoghue, which is her other book. What I will say is that I really loved the writing of Room. I just didn't like the fact that it was written in a like child narrator style, and I don't believe this one is. I think this follows a young English nurse named Lib Wright, who arrives in Ireland on a strange mission. It says 11-year-old Anna O'Donnell is said to have eaten nothing for months, but appears to be thriving miraculously. Lib's job is simple: to watch the girl and uncover the truth. So yeah, I think the writing style I really enjoyed. I just didn't love the story of the other one, so I feel like I could really enjoy this one, and I just really love the cover of this as well. And yeah, I really want to read a bit more kind of Irish fiction as well, which is always a fun thing to do. And it says a thrilling domestic psychodrama that draws its power from quotidian detail as well as gothic horror, which sounds great to me. Next up we have a book that I was sent in a giveaway, and this is also a very interesting book for another reason. This one is The Carnallen Fox by Kay MacLeod. Kay MacLeod is the sister of Kaz from Cat Sing Hammer, and Kaz was the one who sent me this in the giveaway. I'm really looking forward to this. This is not something I would generally read, so the fact that I think this is going to be a 5-star is because it's something so interesting, and the storyline just really sings to me at the moment. This basically is the first book in the Mayamon series. Now Mayamon is basically like a version of Pokemon, but it's real life. So in this world, monsters from these collecting games have like they've created real ones, and yeah, I think it's gonna be fun. It's also, I think, one of the first indie published books I've ever read. This was published by Kay, and yeah, I really want to support her because I think it's great. I think the cover is absolutely stunning, and I really just am looking forward to just reading this and seeing how it is, because I think it's going to be a 5-star for me. Next up, and the penultimate one, is The Circle by Dave Eggers. This is a book I've had on my shelf for forever, and I still haven't read it, but I've seen the film of this and I loved the film. The film has Tom Hanks and Emma Watson in, and I think that I just loved it. So I'm almost certain I'm going to enjoy the book as well. This basically is about The Circle, which is a thing that runs everything. So there's a company where all your internet activity is basically just in one place. You do everything on the internet. And this company has now become the most influential company in the world, and it follows May Holland, played by Emma Watson in the movie, who gets a job at this place, and then it's kind of about her discovering what actually happens in the business and kind of figuring out whether she's okay with that. And yeah, I really want to read this, and yeah, I've heard great things anyway, and this is one, like I said, I've had on my shelf for forever, and obviously just really need to get to it. And lastly, so the rest of them I decided not to include books in series that I thought I was gonna love and wanting to, like, talking about continuations, but I couldn't not talk about this one. This is The Girl Who Kicked the Hornet's Nest by Stieg Larsson. This is the third book in the Millennium series. It's the original Millennium trilogy, and then it got continued on by David Lagerkrantz. But I do have those books, and I probably will read them. But I'm most excited about continuing and finishing the original trilogy, because Stieg Larsson to me has a way with words. This is a massive book, but I really loved both of the first two. So I read The Girl with the Dragon Tattoo and The Girl Who Played with Fire. I loved both of those books so much, and I feel like this is just going to be one I'm going to enjoy as well. This series follows Mikael Blomkvist, who is a journalist, and he teams up with Lisbeth Salander, who is a kind of hacker slash she's just really intelligent, and they basically join forces together in order to in the first one figure out if a girl was murdered many years ago. And Lisbeth suffers from some pretty she has a lot of mental health issues. She suffers from lots of things, and I just think that this series is so good so far, and I just really want to get to the completion, as far as I'm calling it right now anyway. It's great crime fiction, and yeah, one of my favourite books of all time. So there you are, guys. That is the 10 books that I think that I'm going to give a 5-star to. Let me know in the comments down below if you gave any of these 5 stars and what you thought of them. I hope that you enjoyed this video. I really enjoyed talking and pulling out some of my books that I think I'm going to love a lot. And yeah, and also let me know what books you think you're going to give a 5-star to. Give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and I shall see you next time for another video. Bye guys!